Everybody, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. There we go. All right. Turn it for everybody. Yeah, I guess if you want to chat and be a subscriber, click the button right over here. Subscribe on the channel. You can chat with me while I'm live. And back over NVDA earnings right here. Check it out. I guess if I drop down time frames, we can actually see what's been happening overnight. We got some craziness. Now, what's fascinating to me, look at this, right? Let me zoom this back out. NVIDIA dropped on earnings, actually. Held this low for 2 seconds right here. And then shot up. And then we got a little, we were going to take it back. And then we started rallying. And we've been rallying right up to basically that target right there. We've been hitting our head right on this target line all night long. Once, twice, 3 times. It's just fascinating to me that how this fib stuff works over and over and over. Look at that, the 1618 of that last little pullback extension thing right there. Now, could we keep rallying? Sure. But highly likely we're going to experience some resistance here at 110.24 area, maybe pull back just a little bit, but it's quite possible that the overnight action is the pullback, and then we get rallying on higher. You can see we sat down here for quite a few days right there for this pop right here. So, I don't know. Could just keep on going, keep on trucking. Keep on trucking. Popping back up to the daily. Where might we go? Well, here's the deal. Here's the deal right here. So let's just turn those off. We're right up in there. There's my circle. And, get the right tool. This tool, that high, that low. You can see 1618 right there. The 1272, which is kind of where we're hanging right here. This is of the pullback. This is the extension of the pullback. Before was the reflection of the possible 1, 2, 3, 4, the 5-wave move. For those of you who don't know, that's Elliott wave stuff. Gets a little nerdy and technical, and most of you really don't care. If you want to, you want to know how I've figured all this stuff out. Elliott wave was the basis, all right? But that's not the whole story. A lot of people think you read the book and you're like, I got it, You're within 2 weeks, you're sitting there slapping 5 waves on everything and 3 waves on corrections, and you're like, I got this. And then you try to predict something and it fails. And I did that too. It took me 4 years of practice with that thing before I actually learned the nuances to that thing. That thing being Elliott wave principle. It's not just simple, all right? I mean, it's a simple concept, but there's a lot of nuance to it. And you're not just going to know how to do it. And a lot of people try to pick it up very quickly and then claim it doesn't work without understanding all the nuance. And there is a ton of nuance to it. It's all the finer points. And but once you understand it, it's kind of like Goose says all the time. He's like, man, when you look at a chart, it's like I see candles and prices and movement. He's like, you look at it and you like see blonde, brunette, redhead, awesome chart, horrible chart, dumpster fire, and yeah, it's after all the years I've put into staring at charts, and you may think, how long do you stare at charts? Since about 2012, I've watched the futures chart on a 5-minute chart every day. The market's open. Well, pretty much every day the market's open. Every day. Think about that. That's like the last 12 years. I've been watching the futures market every single day on a 5-minute chart. I have a screen up on my desk and watching that price action. So I watch these price patterns constantly. But I've only known Elliott wave since about 2018. So only like 6 years of that. And it just, all the price patterns start jumping out at me. So these levels are going to be important on NVIDIA coming up here. this 1024, 10, 1030, 1040 area right in here where we're basically parked at. That's going to be an important level. Now, coming on up a little higher, this 1050 area probably coming on up a little higher, right around 1120 probably. And then 1250 up here, if it can get there, it's going to start making it the biggest company in the land. All right, that's why this is highlighted up here. Between 1250 and 1300, it's probably going to be a race with Microsoft. If Microsoft takes a little dip at all, NVIDIA could pass them up, become the biggest company in the land. But that's the point where I'm concerned, very, very concerned about this whole thing. And some people may be like, well, they announced a stock split, and their price is not going to be that high anymore, and this, that, and the other. It's not about stock price. It's about company value. And we were going through this yesterday, that even though it's not an apples to apples comparison on stock prices are just kind of meaningless numbers. It's more about the market capitalization number here. All right. That's the company's worth. The stock price is just a stock price. They can do a split and all of a sudden, 10 for 1 in NVIDIA's case, all of a sudden the stock price slices in 10, but all they're doing is 10 timesing the number of shares outstanding right there when they do a split. That means these 2.5 billion are going to become 25 billion shares when they do a 10 for 1. So then you got to multiply 25 billion by whatever the price is to come up with the actual price. And, you notice Google, Amazon, they all kind of did this stock split and put their stock back in the $100 price area. That's kind of what NVIDIA is trying to do. Why? Because that stock price is commonly held more investable by retirement funds. All right. It's actually Jeff Bezos didn't want to ever split his Amazon stock, but the new CEO decided from a stock price management standpoint, it was better to split it and get it back down to that $100 price range. Lower 100, 100, 200. So that's what NVIDIA is looking at doing now, just from a stock price management standpoint. All right. That's why the split. And moving on. Let's go ahead and hit this right here. All trading involves a substantial risk of loss. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. This presentation intended to be informational, educational, fun, and entertaining. It is not a recommendation to buy or sell any financial instrument. If you desire personal financial advice, you can hire and consult a financial advisor. That means don't buy stocks, don't buy options, don't buy Forex, don't buy futures, don't buy cryptos, don't buy bonds, don't buy treasuries, don't long them, don't short them, don't trade them. There's a substantial risk of loss. All right. Every trade, there's a buyer, there's a seller. And maybe you're buying, maybe you're selling. Every trade, there's a winner, there's a loser. Every trade. So don't be on the wrong side, and be careful out there. You can lose money. Make sure you trust people that you follow. Make sure you trust me. Make sure you trust whoever it is that you want to follow. All right. Calendar coming in hot with the rest of the week here. We have unemployment claims coming in today. Right there before the market. We got some flash services right after the market. So coming in about 20 minutes. And then on Friday, not a lot. We get some revised consumer sentiment at 10 after the market opens. Then Monday's a holiday. Markets closed, regular markets closed on Monday. Crypto never sleeps. I'll do a crypto special spectacular on Monday. Same bat time, same bat channel, 9:15. Put it on your calendar if you want to come hang out with me for a little bit. And I'll do that in the morning, then release you to have whatever fun it is on Monday. All right. So any questions there? Now, next week wraps up the last week of May. Holy bajolies. And then we're into June, my birthday month. Dun, 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 dun. Have some fun. Anyway, we got an in-person event coming up on 12th through the 14th for my Termar Trading Labs Insider Group. And then my son leaves for Philmont down here. My youngest actually graduates high school today. He's technically already graduated because he quit going to school in December, but he actually walks tonight if the rain holds off, hopefully. So awesome. Awesome. That's all 3 of mine out of high school, out of public school, moving on with life. Well, that's interesting. GC firing off. I'm not sure about that one. Target's right there, just above the roadmap line. That's a potential entry right there. Target's just right there. Not a big upside. You can see why I like this. I've got this alert on because 79% of the time this works right here. If I wasn't live, I'd probably go trade it. Anyway, try to pick up a few bucks right there. All right, moving on. ES, look, check this out. Finally trying to break a little bit higher, pushing up through. Look at that, stopping right at the 1272. Almost got to the 1618. That's of that micro little pullback thing we've been talking about the last couple of days on the smaller time frames, like the 30-minute here. That shot right up there last night, right into the target. Beautiful. Actually triggered the entry and then hit all within just an hour or two. Pretty beautiful right there. That was the volatility on. And this has all happened after the market closed. Market closed right there in the NVDA earnings. Big spike and chow right up in there. Sitting here this morning. Now, this kind of cleans this all up. Like, no more, none of that now. And we go up to the daily charts. We look at the pullback we did on the daily charts. How we broke above the 618 back here. Sets us for that target right up there. 54.35 on the futures. Now, why futures? Because there's price action all night. Whereas the cash index is not moving yet. It will be in 2.5 minutes, but not moving yet. And funny enough, it's already basically been right up here in the target zone. So this will probably push on higher just a little bit as we get that higher target on ES. Push this thing on up, all the way up, probably to the top of the orange, if not a little higher. Maybe even up here, but that'll be a stretch. And if NVIDIA becomes the biggest company in the land, we might see 5,500, possibly even 6,000. I don't know. That'd be pretty crazy. Pretty crazy on S&P 500. But eventually, we're going to roll. Like, one of these is going to be the last little squeak here. Why do I say that? Things are just, there's a lot of cracks in the underpinnings of this market, and we're due correcting this back out a little bit. This price action has not been super awesomely bullish. Very concerned right now. Now, the list is long, so let's go ahead and get on into it here in queue. If you got questions, you can throw them in the chat. Make sure you ask me a full, complete sentence type of question. 19,160 is the next target, and we're almost there. NVIDIA definitely pushing it on up there. And Russell here. Ooh, SPY crossing. This is interesting. Russell still looks weak, even in the face. Well, I mean, NVIDIA is not going to affect Russell at all, really, because this is small caps. And NVIDIA, mega cap. Mega cap. There's S&P open. Dun, 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 dun. Right there. Oil. Still saving it. Still saving the pattern. This one's fascinating to me too, right here. This potential head and shoulders situation. Did dip just a little bit lower. Still a higher low. Rallying up. We break above that. It's game on. To rally right up here to 84 on the head and shoulders. Well, it's more like a shoulder head or head. I don't know. That middle is slightly bigger, slightly at this point. Maybe the shoulders become the big. Maybe it's shoulder head. A pattern, as one of my other friends calls it. I'd watch out for that. If we break higher than that up there. Break higher than the resistance. 84 would be the upside target for now. Break above 84 puts us up to 90. Break above 90 gets us up to 105 potential right up here. So we can cascade higher on oil. Not going to be good for re-election of somebody. And GC, still working on this correction. Pushed on down. My gold rush trade didn't fire off this week, which looks like a good thing since we're on down and on down. Potentially going to bounce right down in here. Funny enough, I drew that target, and look at that, right where we are, right there. Already touching into it. That could be it for this retrace on gold. So watch, what do we watch for, right? What are the key levels here? What's the key? How do you know? Well, we have to draw from this high to this low. And this level right here is the tell. So right there, 24.15, we break back above that. And it's like, yeah, that's a ways up. Unfortunately, that's the way it goes. But break above 24.15 sets the stage for 24.75-ish area right up there. Right up in there. Maybe even 2,500. That's what we set the stage for. And it could do that fast. It could do that over the weekend even. Wouldn't that be crazy? So the futures are going to open on Sunday at 6 p.m. They'll probably close back down at like 1 o'clock on Monday. Stay closed and then reopen at 6 p.m. on Monday. So the futures will still be open, even though we say the stock market isn't open. It's kind of crazy like that. So, Bitcoin futures still soft here, not able to break. Like it rejected. That's concerning. As long as it holds right above this orange box, I'm okay. If we start getting back down in here, although we may go back test this, even though it wasn't a huge downtrend of highs, we only had one high, two high. We may go back test this downtrend of highs before we can get rallying here. We see that a lot. And in fact, let me show you over here. I say we see it a lot. Let me show you right back here. For those of you that don't remember this, see this downtrend of highs? Downtrend, downtrend, downtrend. Looky right here. See how we broke out, retraced it right there. It's a very common pattern in the market. So even though trend lines aren't super the best of technical analysis, these kind of breakouts, when you see it break like that and then backtest and hold, that's like, tells you something. So if we see that happen in Bitcoin on this, kind of daily chart here, zoom back over. So if we see that happen on this small scale here, very small scale, that can lead to like turbocharged boost higher, probably up to the target area, 77, 79, maybe even the extension area, 84, 85 $1,000 a Bitcoin. And then we'll see where we go from there. So that would be kind of the key levels right there. We want to see that. If it's going to retrace a little deeper, we want to see it hold that 68,000-ish area right in there, 67, 68,000, right in that trend line area. And that may take a few more days, as you can see. That's today. That'd be a few more days, and possibly late next week, we could be retesting that zone and then launching off. Ethereum, today's the day. Do they approve the spots? Do they deny the spots? Today is the day. We'll find out. I don't know. It was about 10 in the morning when they announced it for the Bitcoin spots. So if we get a denial, probably a knee-jerk reaction, maybe right back down here, and that may be what causes Bitcoin to pull back also. We'll see. Be cautious. News coming, news pending on Ethereum. Dollar still being a little soft. That's that same breakout retest. That's going a little faster than the one for Bitcoin. You can see it on the 4-hour there. Broke out, retest. If we hold here, it's probably going higher. NVDA, we already kind of covered. Look at that, right up into the pushing on higher. Sky's the limit right now. 1250. That's if I was betting long, 1250. Make it the biggest company in the land. Go for it. It can fail anywhere in here. Super dangerous. I'm not on that trade at all. Have no exposure. SMCI. Look at this. This is curious too. Like biggest craziness I've seen, you know, in the last couple months. And still can't beat that zone right there. Still can't beat that upside resistance. I'll be very, very careful. This can lead to a bigger retrace, maybe even all the way down here. Be careful on SMCI. ASML, nice pop. Still in the resistance. Very, very similar chart to SMCI. Be careful. Watch for the turn down right there. This looked corrective. This doesn't look much better. Coming back up, we can get continuation lower. Back to that LA wave stuff. I'm just throwing it out there. This is not the chart I would be jumping into. This was the chart I was jumping into back over here when we popped from down here way up there. But right now, not the chart I'm getting into. And when we did this stuff, I was gung-ho for it. Right now, not. AVGO is up near the top. Maybe extended out to 1500. LRCX, that one's been on the list every day this week, pretty much. Looks like breaking through. If we can punch it on up. 1042, next resistance up. MSTR was a popper. Now it's appearing to be a dropper. Watch out for this one. I'm telling you, this one's due to come back in line with Bitcoin. If we get that knee-jerk reaction on Ethereum, MSTR could burn it down, even though they have no Ethereum exposure. Just be careful, please. Please be careful playing that one. FNGU, right up to the target. Next target up, 417. NVDX, right up near the target, 132. NVDU. These are leveraged instruments. Be careful on leverage. That's right up at the targets, and didn't draw that very well. Didn't draw that very well at all. And right up at the targets. Next target up, 92 on NVDU. Dell, nice pop. Now, this makes sense to me. Like Dell versus SMCI. Dell has been lagging. Dell is a bigger customer of NVIDIA. Sells more GPU servers than SMCI. Yet we saw SMCI being absolute bananas. And now we're seeing Dell outperforming, which is what I would expect. Like this thing, if this is all like real and all this stuff, this thing should be popping, catching up. All right, SMCI, like this whole junk over here didn't make good sense to me right there. Right? These two should be kind of flying parallel. Dell is slightly bigger consumer of GPUs from NVIDIA, slightly bigger server seller. You know, while their company dynamics vastly different, they do the same thing. In fact, HP, is it HPQ or is it HPE? HPQ, same line of business. And you see their stock versus SMCI is like way laggard. And HPE even like pretty horrible. So that's all those companies kind of do the same thing. So, USD and popping on NVIDIA, target 124. That's missed the roadmap line right there. MDB. Dun, 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 dun. 365. Resistance right at the roadmap line. Touched here. Interest. That's got nothing clear. Nothing clear. So resistance all the way up at this box. Nothing clear on MDB. VGT. Right at the resistance. 552 area. That's probably going to do another retrace. I mean, it could extend. Could extend 537, 611. I mean, they can always extend. All right. Extending is not, it's the exception, not the rule. As I've done this a bajillion times. All right. There's a reason why when I turn on the statistics, 90% of the time we hit the target. All right. It's like 35% of the time we hit the extension target when we look at these. All right. There's just a, it's just the way it works. So that one's at the target. Watch out for the next pullback. Snow. Come on, baby. Drop it, drop it, drop it, drop it. Ooh, look at that. Such bull shirts on these numbers. Look at this. All right. Estimate 17 cents, 18 cents a share profit. Reported 14 cents a share profit. But if we do it the standardized accounting way, we lost 95 cents a share. What the fork? So really, they lost 95 cents a share when you use standard accounting practices. This is the game they play with freaking earnings. Like, this is such crap to me. Anyway, so I say price to earnings doesn't matter a hill of beans. Price to sales, that's where the truth is. All right, and they don't show you the price to sales numbers on here. You have to go digging for them because it's too much truth for most people. So anyway, they probably don't have the new numbers listed in here either. Yeah, everybody focuses on price to earnings, but it's price to sales. That's you can't hide. You can't fake sales. You either sell something or you don't. All right. So price to sales. If you're selling less, well, you can say, well, earnings, matters because of all the stuff on the this, that, and whatever. Price to sales, a reasonable price to sales number. That's the truth. And dang, look at their debt levels. Holy moly. Free cash flow. Doing good on getting some cash going, but this stock price needs to go back below 100. I need it to do that. If we can do that, that's an entry. Boom, 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 boom. Meta. That really looks like it. Like it's sitting there at resistance. Watch out for that. Elf. Beauty. Load. There we go. Potentially going to do another big market roadmap bounce here. The last one was epic, and I freaking messed it up. Got a grudge on this one. I did not buy enough time. Thought we were bouncing here. It went on down. I stopped. I basically lost my position because it timed out. And then it does this freaking thing right here. That right there. Crazy freaking move. And then it retraced again. Once we get above 194, set for 240 area up there. MAT. Yeah, trading views slowing down. Awesome. Everybody freaking out about NVDA, I guess. Dun, 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 dun. Up at the targets. Watch for the retrace. And at this point, we could rally on up to 230. SOXX. Looks like 251 next. It's not a bounce necessarily, but right up in there. And yeah, missed hitting. NVDA. That's right, Goose. I was able to predict that whole last downturn pretty tightly with the price to sales stuff. And for those of you who don't necessarily believe me, all the way back in October 2021, I was saying that the market was due a giant correction because price to sales numbers were just overcooked. Like there were tons of companies with just price to sales over 20. And price to sales over 20 is a danger zone for a lot of companies. That means your stock price is 20 times your annual sales. And that's basically your market capitalization deal. And all those companies just got virtually murderized. NVDA, probably hitting targets. And getting really close. Bulls, BULZ. Not breaking out yet. Interesting. Here, this is not a fang wide move here. 164, if that can do it. QQQ, probably hitting the target or hitting the target. And AMD, sign of weakness here. This is sitting here. Look at this consolidation we spent I guess the beginning of this year when you made that pop and then drop, and we're back into that consolidation. There's resistance right up there, the 618 target down here. It's probably what we're going to do on AMD. MU, that one I have higher targets up here at 150, 140, 150. TSM, Taiwan Semi. There's the support zone. Up here's resistance at 168. Coin. I really, really, really want this one to hit the roadmap line. Come on, just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Roadmap line keeps creeping up. We could just do one more little flush. Is it going to happen today on the Ethereum news? I don't know. We'll see. VRT. Oh, there's support and whoop, drawing something. Yeah, no good resistance on the upside. So there's support and sky's the limit. ARM. That's curious too. Like there's support, there's resistance. We're hanging out in the middle. EETH. We'll see what happens if that may reject this area and do the next leg down. If they reject that stuff today, watch for that move. So there's your upside resistance, your target. There's your support down here. Right like that. CRWD. Upside resistance, 378. Target on the downside would be the roadmap line down here. Save some of this data. SOXL. And potentially breaking out. 63 would be the upside target. DD. DuPont Numerus is just in a sideways choppy zone. Windows updates wants to install updates during my live broadcast. This looks like a big downtrend. Oh, no, trend line. Go. And I'd be careful. Now you could be like, well, maybe. But see, this is not the same kind of like breakouts don't go breakout, retest, retest, retest. Like they don't, that's not a sign of strength. And this is a biotech. So yeah. At this point, that high, still below it, not showing we're breaking out. It just shows that this high didn't really came up short. So that's a 3-wave correction. That's a 3-wave move up into this downtrend line and still not breaking out. So that is indicative of the potential to do that and go lower than what we had right here. QCOM, yeah, push it on up. Target right there around 220. TECL. Yeah, that one's being slow. Cool. BitX is down 5%. The alert I just got on my watch. All right, TECL, 3X Technology Bulls, target 91 area, ALB, say all the letters. That's just a watermelon seed squeeze situation. And it's quickly coming to the end of the road here. What is that going to do? I don't know. It doesn't look good, though. Doesn't look good. That could easily break down lower. Easily do that. TT take 2. I don't remember what I drew a big arrow about, but that is not overly bullish at the moment. We've got that giant gap down resistance, and we're consolidating underneath it, right on the roadmap line, just kind of smearing it up with a set of 3 lower highs That is a downtrend and it can continue. Be careful. SPXL launching off. Target right up there at 141. WSM. Isn't that Williams Sonoma? Yeah, Williams Sonoma. Load the chart, baby. Ooh, ugly, man. Popping and dropping and probably coming back to roadmap line. Dang, look at that. Yeah, crushed it on earnings. Holy moly. See, that's okay. This is a company that's probably being more honest. Look, reported $3.48 on earnings. They were expecting $2.73. Standardized, though, if they do it the standard accounting practices way, $4 on earnings. So they're like, oh, we actually think we had more costs than the standard accounting way, so we're going to report $3.48. I mean, that's a company being more honest right there. All right. If you ask me, it's not the bullcrap way where, yeah, we made a profit and then you report like then the standardized way you lost like $20 a share. I mean, that's just bullcrap. So that's interesting game, right? Interesting game. XLK and right up to the target right there, 217. That was a roadmap bounce right there. Cha-ching. CEG. Man. Constellation Energy moving like energy and utilities have been moving like crazy lately. It's kind of interesting. IBM. Oh, Spine. Look at this. I want to show you something. I'll have to add it to the chart. So over the weekend, I got shared a research paper. And I actually coded it up. And let's see. Right here. I should make it a favorite. Let's check this thing out. So what it does, it grabs the volatility the last few days and you enter on a break out of the range. So it takes the volatility for the last few days, makes this range. You break out of the range, you go short, or break out of the range on the upside, you go long. And it's on a 1 minute chart, so it's absolutely ridiculous. And you close at the end of the day, whatever it is. I actually got short yesterday here on that one and closed it out there. I was like, I don't like the way this is behaving. I closed it out right there. And it's interesting. Now you'd be like, well, how much does this win? Yeah, 53%. That's not great. But actually look at if we actually pull this back even further. This is the kind of stuff I do on my weekend. I don't know about you. Let's generate 24 years of back test. This is what JT does for a good time. Goes and reads the research paper. And Goose was like, I shared it with Goose, the research paper. And he's like, that's heavy reading. I was going to do it. Everybody's trading view slowing down. Look at that. Look at that. 51% winners, but the winners pretty big compared to the losers. Look at that. Whoop. Pretty sweet. So I'm trying this out. I actually made some modifications from the GC hit the target. Let's go look at that one. Oh, it failed. Failed. I didn't think that looked so hot. Let's turn that one off. Yeah, I wasn't feeling that one. That's a fail on GC. I probably would have taken it, but I would have lost money. So good thing I'm on here. All right, back to it. IBM was where we were. Man, look at that one getting slammed. 5 minute charts. It was popping. Now she's dropping. Market giving this back up a little bit. Hasbro. Yeah, for Barbie saving the day, that doesn't look overly bullish right there. I would be careful. That looks like we're going lower. This could enter a long-term consolidation where it just doesn't do much of anything. We just fart around here in the 40 to 60 range, just doing nothing. Marvel, chips not superheroes. Potentially going to go higher. Resistance up here at 90. OKTA. Looks like that wants to come back down to the box. Back to the roadmap line. NVO. And we're going on Load everything, please. Come on. You can do it. Maybe I need to restart the browser. Come on. There it goes. That high, that low. Upside target 140 area. QQQM. No idea what this is. Showed up on the list, but let's look at another ETF for QQQ 189. Datadog, potential bounce, got to get above that 128 area to head up to 145. TQQQ, I'm not waiting for the roadmap line to load because it's just being ridiculously slow. TQQQ, right up near the targets. Be careful. Duolingo. Looks like we're going on down to my target down there. QLD. Ultra. QQQ, that's leverage on QQQ. Be careful. 94. RYAAY. Still looks like it's heading down. Hadn't found support yet. Maybe down here. Bouncing off the bottom of the roadmap line. Watch out for the flush. Watch out for the flush. People are like, but wait, the government's buying bajillions of dollars of weapons. Why is that going down? Because it doesn't matter what a company's doing, all right? What people think about the stock. Sentiment. Sentiment moves stock, not earnings, not sales, not anything else. Now, sales and earnings and all that junk make a company good or not in the long term, but in the short term, traders make the chart. So, are you a trader or an investor? If you're investing for like 5-10 years, pay attention to all that sales and earnings and all that stuff and the trends. If you're trading, stay on the charts. Ignore all the noise. Ignore all the news. We love news. We love stories. It's hard to ignore, but it's the charts that make the moves. Now, figuring out which way the chart's telling you, that's where the kind of where the art and the science and the magic come together. CYTK, retracing that gap right there. Gonna come back down. That's a pharmaceutical. NGG. Just grinding sideways. Live Nation. Last I heard, they had some kind of crazy lawsuit thing, class action, whatever. But this is kind of slightly bullish trend going here. Probably keep going. It's not really a power move, but it's probably going to keep grinding in that kind of thing. I don't know what to call it. We've got that resistance right up there, so we may grind right back up here over the next year or two. NVDS. Well, if you were long that one, guess what? That's went on the toilet. First split 1 for 5. Probably going on down. Down, down, down. As long as NVIDIA is climbing, that one's dropping. Yeah, there's McDonald's. Stopping out. Ouch. If we break down, if we get a daily close below here, it's game on for NVIDIA. It came on for McDonald's to drop on down to 230 down here. So watch for that daily close below 260. It can save it here, but not looking too good. ANET. Probably coming back down. Hit the target. Pop back up to the daily. That was the target. I mean, that was a market roadmap bounce right there. Perfect. Ching, right up in there. Nice. Probably coming back down now. Just follow this pattern over and over. That's what I do. Like, look how consistent this one does it. Like bounce, extension, bounce, extension, bounce, extension, bounce, extension. I just go hunting for these all the time. Every day in the market. RL, probably coming back down to the roadmap line. HLT, probably coming like resistance. Watch for the roll. Back to the roadmap line would be what I would expect. Right there. GFS, is not Gordon Foundation Food Service. It's Global Foundries. That's kind of in a downtrend and still hanging. NTES, NetEase is just choppy sideways, not doing anything interesting. Downtrend on the highs. Probably going to retrace down deeper. mRNA, nice pop. Just right into prior resistance. Watch out for this to roll on down. Small time hype. Watch for it to get slammed. Looks like a short squeeze situation playing out right there. That's gone exponential. Exponential ups tend to get ripped right back down. So watch out for that one. And last but not least, SOXS, 3X bears on semiconductors. Leverage, be careful. That's probably going in the toilet. 1 for 10 and going lower. Don't play that stuff. Bias for the day. Hate to say it, but we may have topped out. That may have been it. Yeah, that touched the target. That could be it, everybody. That's it in the chart right there. We touched the target. All the things I said yesterday still come into play. We're going to have to get a move down below this support to see something bigger. But that might have been it. That might have been it. Be careful out there. Be careful. That's the big play, man. That could be it. I mean, that was the target. We hit the oval. Yeah, I hate it when I get it right like that, but be careful out there, everybody. I'll be in Discord. I got a 1 p.m. thing I'm doing with Lance. I guess he's got some sort of special trade that happens only on 3-day weekends, and we're going to talk about it at 1 p.m. If that's something that interests you, check it out on Discord. I'll have the link there after a while. And be careful out there. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll be back. Same bat time, same bat channel tomorrow and Monday, and here every day. You can count on me. Count on me. As long as I don't got something that, family crisis or, gosh, jury duty once every so many years like I had early this month, I'm here for you. I'll be here every day. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you get the bell with the notifications. Make sure you set an alert in your phone.